Hey, what's up everybody? Austin Jones for Lessons with Austin. Hey, I get this question a lot from a lot of beginner and intermediate guitar players. And those of you guys who've been playing for a long time, you may be able to relate. What key am I in? It's like such a mystery to people learning to play. And once you can understand what key you're in and why you're in a certain key, there's just a whole world that is just opened up to you. So let's talk about it. So one of the most common keys that people learn music in is in the key of G. Well, let's think backwards, okay? So some of you guys, you've been learning guitar, you're learning to play the chords that go with these songs, and you're just learning these random chords. So you may learn a C, or you may learn an A, or a D, and you have no idea that those chords are actually part of a family that makes up a key. So what is that key? Well, let's talk about it. You're going to learn 5 keys starting off. The first key that most guitarists learn is the key of G. So forget what you know. If you don't know what key you're in, forget what you know. We're going to kind of go backwards and figure out what is in the key of G instead of figuring out what key is A7 in, or what key is D in, or what key is C in. Instead of thinking about that, we're going to understand the key of G. Once you can understand the key of G, millions of songs are at your fingertips that you'll be able to play. So start with key of G. First chord, key of G. And if you don't know the chords in the key of G, check out my other video that goes through the chords of the key of G. But my one chord, or if you like to solfege, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, do, also known as my one chord, is going to be a G. So there's a real common way to play G, or you might have learned the cowboy way, cowboy G. So G is going to be my one chord, C is going to be my 4 chord, D is going to be my 5 chord. Now what if we need to change keys? Well, a lot of guys are using this thing called a capo. And by the way, if you're anti-capo, you are a lower level intermediate guitar player. So just letting you know where you stand. For those of you who are anti-capo, you can go ahead and give the thumbs down right there in the video. Make sure if you give a thumbs down, leave a comment below. Anyways, so you might put a capo on and you're calling this a G, and you're calling that a C, and you're calling that a D. But are you really in G? Well, of course not. But what key are you in? Let's talk about this. When you're in the key of G, the root chord for the key of G is very good. You answered correctly, G. And in the key of G, the chord G has a root note. What's the root note in the chord of G? G. Now let's look at it. Where is that G? Well, the G is right here. That note right there is G. Well, some people think it's E because it's the E string. No, E is open. The 3rd fret is G. Okay, so clear up some confusion right there. So that G is the root note of the root chord. That is the tonic, if you like that word. It's my main note, G. That's the main note of the whole key. Everything goes and kind of answers to that note. It just goes in a circle. Now, if I need to raise the key up by a half step, that's no longer G. Now that's a half step above G. And you need to know that a half step above G is G sharp. So that would require you to memorize your chromatic scale. So if you don't know your chromatic scale, stop the video, don't eat or go to the bathroom until you memorize it. E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F. It goes on and on and on. E does not have a sharp. The 2 white keys next to each other on a keyboard, E and F, there's no E sharp. B and C, there's no black key in between that, so it just goes from B to B sharp. I mean from B to C. So if I put capo on 1, I'm raising the key up a half step, and a half step above G, chromatically, is a G sharp. So now I'm in the key of G sharp. Now I'm going to call this a G sharp and a C sharp, D sharp, probably not. I'll probably still call it a G, a C, and a D. What's better is call it a 1, a 4, and a 5. Raise it up 2 frets. What key am I in now? Well, 2 half steps above G, we got G sharp. There's 1 half step above G. What's above that? H. No, it's A. Okay? So there's an A chord right there. Now I'm in the key of A. So I'm playing A, I'm playing C9, and I'm playing E, but you know, people aren't really going to call it that. You're still thinking G, C, and D. But better yet, you may call it a 1, 4, 5. So what if I put my capo on the 4th fret? What key am I in there? If you answered B, you're correct. So you're going to take G. If I had 1 fret above G, I'm in G sharp. 2 frets above G is A. 3 frets is A sharp. 4 frets is B. Very good. So I can 5th fret, I'm in the key of C. 6th fret, I'm in the key of C sharp. I put it on the 7th fret, I'm in the key of D. It gets kind of hard to play up there, but what if you need to lower the key? So maybe G is too high for you, you need to lower the key. Well, you can't go below it. That sounds terrible. So what are we going to do? So if I want to play an F sharp, here's my suggestion. Learn your E shapes. So let's go down to a lower key. This is why you want to learn the key of E, because if you have a low, sexy voice like me, you might want to sing the song a little lower. So let's talk about the key of E. And if you don't know chords in the key of E, there's a video right here. Check that out, learn that, come back over here. So E is going to be my 1 chord, A2 is going to be my 4 chord, and E/B or B suspended, that's going to be my 5 chord in the key of E. So you will learn the key of E, and if I play E shapes now, by the way, in the key of E, my root chord is E, my root note is E, and that's the E string open. That's the root note right there. So if I want to raise it up 1/2 step, what key am I in now? You said E sharp, you're wrong. Remember, E does not have a sharp. It goes to F. So now I'm playing in the key of F. 1, 4, 5, 4, 1. If I put it on the 2nd fret, what key am I in now? I'm in the key of F sharp. Am I going to call that an F sharp? Am I going to call that a B 9 or a B suspended 2 or whatever? No. I might call it my E, my A2, or my B, but better would be a 1, 4, 5. So what if I put my capo on the 3rd fret and I play E shapes? What key am I in? That's G. So one cool thing to do if you got a lot of guitar players playing, have one guy play E shapes. If you're in the key of G, for instance, play 1, 4, 5 with E shapes, capo on the 3rd fret, and the other guy can play the G shapes with no capo. Y'all are playing the same thing and it sounds cool, and it gives it more texture, more dimension. So what if I need to go lower than E? Well, I can't play anything lower than E. So this is where you want to start thinking. There's 5 keys, open keys, that you want to learn, and if you don't know those, there's a diagram, there's a little PDF right there that you can learn all 5 keys. The key that you're going to want to learn is caged. C, key of C, key of A, key of G, key of E, and key of D. So I can learn key of D, I got a D, B minor, A, or I can learn key of C. You just want to learn those 5 keys. If you can learn just 2 keys, key of G and key of E, or maybe key of G and key of C is a really easy one, then use your capo and you can figure out what key you're in. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. If you're struggling with anything, leave a comment below. Be sure to check out the rest of our videos. We got keyboard lessons, we got vocal lessons, we got some bass and drum lessons. So check those out. If you're in the area, come by, stop by, say hi. We're in Pasadena, Texas, and look forward to hearing your comments. Thanks.